Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of IoT and application. I am your instructor Dr. Navesh Prajapati, and today I am going to discuss the next messaging protocol, and the protocol is called the Message Queue Telemetry Transport. It is also called the MQTT. So let us see the agenda of this video lecture. The first is we are going to see the message queue telemetry transport protocol. It means what do you mean by message queue protocol, message queue telemetry transport. Then again the various type of architecture supported by the message queue telemetry transport. And the next is we are going to see the difference between the COAP and the MQTT. So now let us see the MQTT. It is denoted by the message queue telemetry transport. So now why we need the MQTT protocol? So the first advantage, it is the lightweight protocol. So lightweight protocol, it means that it required the low bandwidth, and it consume the low energy. So that's why we are choose the MQTT protocol. In the COAP protocol, we have seen the COAP protocol in a previous session, and in that scenario the limited constraints are there through which we can communicate with the different machine. So now here in this scenario, this is the lightweight protocol, and it designed to allow many devices to publish the data on the network. Now we already discussed design. What is the benefit for message queue telemetry transport protocol? It designed for the high latency and the low bandwidth, and here the MQTT protocol is totally based on the publish subscribe architecture. So in public subscribe messaging protocol, and designed to be, it is open, it is simple, it's a lightweight and easy to implement. That's why we are going to choose the MQTT protocol in the IoT. Now in your mind one question is that what do you mean by telemetry? So the telemetry is the process. The telemetry is the process of recording and the transmitting the reading of an instrument. So this is called the telemetry. So here the various type of characteristics are there for the message queue telemetry transport. So the first characteristics we already discussed, it is very simple and the lightweight messaging protocol, and it follow the publish subscribe system to exchange the information between the client and the server. Now it doesn't require that both the client and the server establish the connection at the same time, right? Because it follows the asynchronous communication. Now it is very fast on data transmission, like in nowadays we are going to use the WhatsApp and Messenger. It provides faster delivery, and it is the real-time messaging protocol. Now here it allows the client to subscribe to narrow selection or topic, and here we are considering the topic. It means that it is any data, right? Like the temperature data, humidity data, like this, so that they can receive the information they are looking for. Like nowadays, you know that in a YouTube channel, if you might be subscribed to the particular channel, then you will be get the latest video of that particular person. So this is the same scenario over here. Now it totally runs on a connection oriented protocol. It means here we are using the TCP/IP protocol, and here we are required the smaller header overhead, right? So these are the various we can say that these are the various the characteristics of the MQTT. Now next let us see how the publish and the subscribe architecture work. So let us see. Now you can see in this figure here the one publisher is there, and the publisher is one node which want to send the data to the cloud, and the second in between that we are having one broker, and the last is the subscriber. So what is the major role of the broker? So the broker is dispatching the message to one who need it, and the subscriber, now the here the many subscriber are there, and the many here here the one of the subscriber might have subscribe the particular channel or the data for data who need it. So now here you can see this is called the publish subscribe framework model, and here the producer we can say that is the publisher, and here the producer publish a message, we can say that is a publication on the topic. I already discussed the topic, it means it is any subject or it's any topic like the humidity data, temperature data, so these are called the any topic, right? So here what the publisher can do, publisher want to publish the one data, and now here the various the consumers are there, we can say that these are the subscriber, and this all the consumers subscribe, make a subscription for a message on a topic, it means the topic, it means the any data, right? Now this message server here I already discussed, this message server is called the broker, and broker is matches the publication to the subscriber. Now the next is here, if none of them match, the what is the main role of broker? Broker is check the whether any of the subscriber might have subscribed this channel or the subject or the data or the topic. So if the broker doesn't found any subscriber has subscribed this data, so in that scenario the none of them match the message and discarded after the modifying the topic. Now if one or more matches, the message is delivered to each matches consumer after modifying the topic, right? Same thing if there are multiple subscriber are there in a YouTube channel of particular topic or particular professor, so in that scenario those subscriber might have subscribed the that professor's channel, then he or she will receive the latest video published by the professor. So this is the same scenario working over here. So here now, so this is all about the publisher and the broker, publisher and publish and the subscribe framework model. So now the next here the messages are delivered asynchronously to the publish subscribe model. Asynchronously, it means it doesn't require two parties can present in the present and speaking at the same time, like our email is a best example of asynchronous, right? So the same process, the same asynchronous model is followed by the MQTT. Now here each MQTT control the packet, and it consists of three parts. Like each and every MQTT packet have the three parts. First is called the fixed header, second variable header, and the next is the payload. So now here the MQTT control packet header has 2 byte fixed header. Not all the control packet have the variable header and the payload, right? Some of the header have the some control through which they have the header and the payload. Now here in the variable header, what type of contents are there? In a variable header, it contains the packet identifier, and if it is used by the control packet. And here the size of the payload is up to the 256 MB could be attached in the packet. Now Now here in this MQTT protocol we are use the TCP protocol, but here the MQTT provides some quality of the services based on the three methods. So let us see the one by one method. So first method is for the quality of service, 0 at most once. It means here it provides the base effort, and we in that scenario we don't require any acknowledgement from the server, right, or different device. Like it guarantees that the particular message is only ever received by the subscriber a maximum of a one time. Now here, if this message is delivered at most once, or it is not delivered at all. So this is called the at most once. Now here you can see this is the MQTT client and this is the MQTT broker. Now here the sender and the receiver. The sender and receiver will attempt to deliver the message, but if something fails, the message doesn't reach its destination, the message may be lost. It means here the one scenario is that if the sender will send the message to the receiver, so in the one condition receiver has to receive the message, right? This is the first condition. Second thing, if it doesn't receive that message, that means the message may be lost, right? So here in this scenario there is no guarantee of the delivery of the message, because here we don't require any acknowledgement or the retransmission by the sender, right? So there are various sort of examples are there, like the weather monitoring and the pollution monitoring. These are the various examples are working on this scenario, and in this scenario like the at most once. Now second technique is called the second quality technique is called the at least once. It means here we should receive the acknowledgement from the server. Now retransmitted if the acknowledgement is not received. It means here it guaranteed that message will reach its intended recipient one or more times. It is possible, right? So now here you can see. Now you can see in this figure MQTT client and MQTT protocol. Here the MQTT client will send one published document to the broker. Now in that scenario what happens, if the MQTT broker received that published document, after that it will send the acknowledgement to the MQTT client, right? So here the sender will continue to send the message until it receives an acknowledgement from the recipient for confirming it has received the message. Same thing now here. But how this scenarios work? How the MQTT client will send the multiple packet multiple message to the broker. So here in that scenario the message must be stored locally at the sender, and until the sender receives the confirmation or acknowledgement that the message has been published by the receiver. So here the message is stored in the case of message must be sent again. In this scenario what happens, if the MQTT client doesn't receive any acknowledgement or the confirmation, so after that the message is stored in the case of message must be sent again, and that message must be sent again. So here your application must receive the every message provided by provided the application can handle and filter out the duplicate, like in case of smart attendance system, right? In a smart attendance system what happens, we cannot consider the duplicate value, right? In the same time every student will enter in the classroom, out of the classroom, then again inside it go to the classroom, then go to the outside of the classroom. So in that scenario we cannot consider the duplicate value. We can consider only the ones when first it entered into the classroom. In that scenario we are considering that attendance. So this is the The second quality of services provided by the MQTT, and it is the at least once. Now the last is called the exactly once. It means here in this scenario the request to send for the publication and clear to send after the publication. After publication, publish to the or send to the subscriber. So now here in this scenario, the message is always delivered exactly once, right? So here you can see the MQTT client and the MQTT broker. MQTT client want to publish the one message to the broker. So now it send the publish quality service to. Now after that, it receive the acknowledgement from the broker. Now again it send the second publication. Now again it receive the acknowledgement from the broker. So here in that scenario, what happens? The message must be stored locally at the sender side. Now and until the sender receives the confirmation that the message has been published by the receiver. So here this message is stored in the case the message must be sent again, right? Because the message already sent, already stored in the buffer of the MQTT client. So here in this scenario, it is the very safest but the slowest mode transfer, and it is the more sophisticated handshaking and acknowledge the sequence is used then for the QoS1 to ensure the no duplication of the message occur. Right. Second, it is the very critical application where the duplicate delivery can harm the application users on the client. So like the various examples are supported in quality of service to exactly once. That means the accident detection, aircraft, oil and the gas plant. So in this scenario we are use the exactly once MQTT. Now this is all about the MQTT. Now let us see the what is the difference between the COAP and the MQTT. So here in this table, the first define the various features are supported. Various features are used in a COAP and the MQTT. Now in the second and third column, we are defining the difference, actual difference, and it represents the MQTT and the COAP. So now it is the based on the base protocol. It is the TCP in the MQTT. In the COAP, it is used the UDP protocol. Now here we are use a different communication model, right? If we are use the MQTT, then we are going to we are use the publish subscriber model, and if we are use the COAP model, COAP protocol, in that scenario we are use the request response or publish subscribe model. Now in the communication mode, in the MQTT we are use the many-to-many communication model. In a COAP we are use the one-to-one communication mode, one-to-one communication mode. Now in the in the MQTT protocol we have required the higher power consumption, and the COAP we have required the lower power consumption. And MQTT, it doesn't support the RESTful protocol. COAP support the RESTful protocol. Now here the total number of message type are required for MQTT is 16 and the COAP required the 4. Now the next difference is what is the difference between the header size of MQTT and COAP. In MQTT we have required a 2-byte header size, and the COAP we have required the 4-byte header file. And here the MQTT support the asynchronous communication, and the COAP support the asynchronous and asynchronous communication, right? Now the next, in terms of reliability, in MQTT we are use the 3 quality of service levels: quality 0, quality 1 and the quality 2, right? And in the COAP we are use the 4 techniques: the confirmable message, non-confirmable message, acknowledgement, and retransmission. Now in MQTT is easy to implement but hard to add the extension. But in a COP, it is the various type of library are used. Few existing library are used in a COP and support. Now, in the security point of view, the MQTT is not secure, and the COP is more secure compared to MQTT. Now, and in other point of view, the MQTT is useful for the connection with the remote location, and in that scenario it doesn't it cannot generate the any error handling technique, or it cannot support the any error handling technique. But in a COP, it requires the low overhead, low latency. So these are the difference between the MQTT and the COP. So I hope you clear this idea. So now today we have discussed the MQTT protocol, why we need the MQTT protocol, and the various communication models supported for the communication protocol, and the next is the different type of quality service model, and the last we have seen the difference between the MQTT and the COP protocol. Thank you.